Can this cheap rake attachment be saved? Follow along and find out. Hey everybody, it's Arl from Arl House, and if you guys recall a couple of videos back, I had the rake fail video. That was this rake, which snapped a few minutes in, and I talked about how I was going to fix it. Well, today I'm going to fix it. This isn't going to be a tutorial on how to fix it. I'm just going to go over what I'm going to use, and we're going to try it out afterwards. I will probably do a little montage of some of the work I'm doing, but I'm not going to stop to explain it. So let's just start out with the thickness. This is what I'm going to replace the main rake tubing with. Now I set this to, let me zero it out. I set it to millimeters just because it's a little bit easier that way instead of converting it to imperial units. But if you look, it is over 5 millimeters thick. All right, let's compare that with what was on there. And I'm going to get in there so you guys can see how thin it was. All right, so it was 2 and change. I suspect, depending on where I clip this, it's a little, maybe 2 on the money, but all in all, it's definitely more than twice as thick. So what am I going to use today? Just a few simple tools, and I'm going to go over what we're going to do. I've got my Sawzall. I'm going to use what I like. I like these a lot. These are those Diablo metal bits. You can get them at Home Depot. I'm going to be using my grinder to grind off some of the welds, maybe use the cutoff wheel if I need to. And then I've got my welder over here. I'm going to use flux core wire because I ran out of gas, and it'll be fine for this. And basically the idea is I will cut out the tubing with the Sawzall, grind off the welds, grind this off, and then weld this in. All right, I'm back. It's several hours later, and I've now got a mess of tools out here, things I used that I didn't originally show you. This is the huge grinder. It's a Black & Decker Wildcat. This became my new tool today because I killed my 20-year-old grinder. But I managed to get the welds out, and then this is the new steel in here. It's a lot of work. Same thing here. We've got the ears. Now I made a few mistakes here and there. I cut a little too much out in some spots, and it's hard to get everything quite right. One of these you'll see for sure. Which one is it? This one here. That's got a huge gap, so I'm going to have to fill that with weld. Plus it's not 100% flush on the sides, but we're going to do the best we can. And hey everybody, I'm back. It's now a few days later. I can tell you that the job took darn close to a whole day of doing. But you can see, and you're going to see a lot of really rough looking welds because I don't purport to be a good welder, but basically I've welded on the new main square tube. I've welded on the ears. It's now sitting back on the excavator. I made a few errors here and there. This is not quite straight. It's a little bit tilted in like this. But for what this is going to be and for the amount of time that it took, let's just see if strength-wise this holds up. So I'll see you. All right, if you saw in the last video, when I was coming back from the auction, I purchased the second rake. And since I can't seem to get enough of cheap rakes, we're going to do another comparison to the one that I just welded. So let's start with the obvious. The obvious being that this rake that I picked up at the auction is definitely not as wide as the other one. This one is 19.5 inches versus the repaired rake, which is 20.5. So we've got an inch difference there. And when we put them next to each other, the repaired rake is also longer at about 18 inches versus 17 inches. This is like the Wild West of Chinese rakes because every one of these seems to be made differently. Now, not only that, but let's use the handy calipers, and we're going to show you. You zero it out. So now, the part that broke on this rake, let's see the measurement on this. There we go, 43 millimeters versus 51 millimeters. So this square tubing is a lot smaller in diameter. The thickness we have no idea about. I'm going to do something that probably is going to make no sense in a minute to see if we can tell anything. But then let's look at the ears, right? On the repaired rake, it's about 8 millimeters thick on the ears, but 10 millimeters thick on the new rake. So what does all this mean? I guess they're just using whatever they have around. Lastly, if we look at the teeth, I guess that's what you would call these, 8 millimeters here, and the same over here, so there's no difference there. Another thing is auction stuff doesn't come with pins. So we're borrowing the pins from here. We're going to put them on here. They fit exactly right. We'll do and we'll see how it does. I expect it's probably going to break like the first one. Maybe we'll all have a laugh about that. My unscientific thing. Can we tell the difference in thickness by tapping on it? Now, obviously, I know this is thick, so there's a difference sounding there. And then this is a piece of what I had originally here, and that doesn't help at all. So we've learned nothing from that other than we're expecting this to be equally thin and break. So let's see what happens. Okay, everybody, I'm ready to give this rake take 2. If you recall, this is the exact same area that I was attempting to last time when the rake failed, right about there. I got everything set up the same way, so we're going to give it a shot now and see if these welded improvements make any difference at all, and if this is a viable attachment. Well, it's raking out leaves, but is it going to get down? I don't know if it's going to get down and get these weeds out. I hit a big root there, I can tell. Let's try a smaller one. Yeah, see, that pulled that up. That pulled up that root. This is closer to what I wanted it to do last time. Well, actually, it is doing what I wanted to do last time. We didn't even get this far. So now I'm getting down to dirt. Yeah, it's pulling up those roots too. I mean, granted, those roots are kind of dead, but let's see if we can get this one all the way out here. I don't know if I could reach. And that might be a big root from that tree under there. I'm not being, oh, I'm not being gentle with it, I can tell you that. I think I hit a big root last time. Let's see about here. Yeah, see, there we go. That's what I imagined it was supposed to do. Try to get a little bit more here. I don't even know what kind of plants these are, or plants or weeds or whatever, but they go down pretty far. Whoa. All right, so there was a root. There was definitely a root that I got caught on there, but it didn't break. Didn't break the rake. All right, let's take a look. See if there's anything happened. I might not have tightened this up all the way. I don't think I did. Yeah, I forgot to tighten up the quick coupler all the way, but I don't see any cracks anywhere. The tines held up all right. They didn't bend. All right, it's a cold day. Got the machine warmed up, and we are going to try to pull out the same types of underbrush, weeds, whatever you want to call it, with this rake. Let's see how it does, if it's going to hold up any better, or is it going to break more or less as quickly as the first one. So here we... All right, let's see how it does. That stuff's loose. If you guys remember last time, it didn't take too long for the first one to break. We're not trying to make this break, but we are trying to basically do the same thing. Same sort of root system. I'm digging up. So kind of... And I'll say this, the ground here, the top layer is partially frozen. Not really too much into the, let's see if we can, it's hard to see what's back here exactly. There could be some big roots from the tree. Yeah, but that there is a bigger version of this. All right. You can see I was pulling on the machine pretty hard there. I think the quick attach is actually a little loose. Or maybe a lot loose. Oh, you guys just heard a root rip? Well, that's a good sign. The root ripped. Yep, there we go. That root ripped, and there we go. Got ourselves a root there. This is more or less just a test of this today. I'm not going to dig everything out. So let's show you what we did. So let's take a look at the rake. The rake is good. No tweaking here, not like that. So my suspicions are, even though we established that this is dimensionally, I got this loose, it's got to get tightened up, but dimensionally this is smaller. I think the tube is actually probably thicker than what I originally got on the other one. Everything else seems to be in good shape. And specifically what was causing the problems last time, if you can see, it's this. See these roots here? That's what it was ripping up, and that's what it was getting stuck on. But look, it did manage to break this root out. It managed to pull this up. This is pretty much what did the other one in last time. So what's my take on the rake? My take on the rake is that it's a good attachment if you get a good one to start with. I would not want to go through what I went through just to fix a crappy one, but it does show that the same design with the right metal will definitely do what you want it to do. So my only suggestion, and to the extent that you're able to, is if you're looking for one of these things and you're able to ask the seller how thick this initial tube is, you know, base it on that. If it's thin like the other one, forget it, unless you want to do a lot of work. If it's thick like this, then I'd say pick it up, even if it's a few more dollars than the cheap ones. Again, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, hit the like button. I will see you guys all on the next video. Bye-bye.